Hi, my name is Mark and I want to welcome you to today's Fyrian training where we're going to be covering some basics about how to edit basic content on your new website. To start out with, most of the basic content on your site is going to be found underneath the website tab, so we're going to go ahead and click on the website tab. And this is going to bring up a list of all the different pages that are on your website. So in order to edit content on your site, the first thing you're going to do is select which page you want to edit and then click on the page name in the list. What that's going to do is it's going to bring up the web page editor, and it may take a minute to load here, but you'll see here in the editor that the editing tools that are available are probably going to look fairly familiar to you in that they look somewhat similar to Microsoft Word. And you have all the options here of making text bold, italic, underline it, right justify, center, left justify, or just justify in general. You can also outdent, indent, create a numbered list, a bullet list, change the color of the type, or select a paragraph style. You've also got tools up here for adding images, creating links, both of which we'll cover in a separate video. So when you're dealing with content here, you can type directly into the box here if you want to add text. And again, let me just get rid of this linking here. You can come in here and you can make text bold, or you can italicize it, and you can also copy and paste text out of Word. If you do decide to write your text in Microsoft Word, make sure that when you copy it out of Word, you paste it first into Notepad, or if you're on a Mac, paste it into Text Edit in plain text mode before you copy and paste it to put into the website. And the reason for that is Microsoft Word, when Microsoft built that program, they used a lot of code to do very simple functions, more code than is really necessary. And what ends up happening is when you copy over the text out of Word to bring into here, it also carries over all of that garbage computer code with it. So what would end up happening is you would end up having a whole bunch of funky characters and error messages because it's got a bunch of Microsoft Word code in there instead of clean HTML. By first pasting it into a text editor, a plain text editor like Notepad or Text Edit, and make sure if you're on a Mac you're using Text Edit in plain text mode, not in the default mode. You're basically stripping out all of that formatting that comes from Microsoft Word, so you're starting with nice clean text. And again, you can come in here once you get your text in here and you actually highlight text and type right over it. You can use your backspace key on your keyboard to delete text. And like I said before, you can come in here, you can highlight text, you can change the color of the text if you want, or let's say you have some text that you want to make big and bold like the header of the page that was created for you. You can come in here and change your paragraph styling from paragraph to something like header 1 or header 3, depending on the size that you want it to be. Okay, so that is how you edit the basic content in the web page itself. Keep in mind you also do have an undo button up here if you need to go backwards and undo something that you've done. And then down here at the bottom you'll notice that there are a couple of buttons. One is save, one is save and publish. Save will save your work as a draft but not put it online. Save and publish will actually save what you're working on and put it online immediately for the general public to see. These web pages are the only place that you have the option to save your work as a draft, and this is especially useful if you're writing your copy directly into the editor and you want to save your work and come back to it later, like if you get interrupted by a conference call or a meeting. So that's what those buttons do. You also have down here a button, it's a toggle switch basically. that will take your content here and switch between design view and HTML view if you need to get to the code of what you're working on to add, CSS for advanced users, or if you want to paste in a YouTube embed video or a Google map or something like that, you would use the HTML tab to get to that part of it. Okay, so that's basic web page editing. Along with that, some websites, and let me show you an example here. This is the Brain Injury Association of America's website. And you'll see that their website has a main content editor, and then they also have some content in a sidebar here. That additional content is actually found as a content holder. That is up here underneath your admin menu under Manage Content Holders right here. So if I click on that, this will give me a list of all the different content holders on the site. And if I were to go in here and click on one, let's say sidebar one, you can see that we have some content in here, and again, it works just like the main web page editor. It's just editing content for a different area. The only difference is down here at the bottom, when you get done with what you're working on, you only have a save button. Once you click save, it goes online immediately. So that's how you find those additional content areas. So if your website is like this, in that you've got more than one main content area, then chances are that additional content is found in a content holder, which again you can find underneath the admin menu. Be sure to check out the rest of the Fyrian training videos. In upcoming videos, we cover how to insert images into your web pages, how to create links, how to add PDFs to your website, and many other topics. You can find the rest of these videos by going to YouTube. And once you pull up the YouTube site, just do a search for Fyrian, F-Y-R-I-A-N, websites, all one word, and it'll bring up a list of all the different training videos for the Fyrian-based website. Again, my name is Mark. Thank you for joining me for this training. Be sure to check out some of the other training videos to make sure you get the most out of your new Fyrian website.